Okay, after a long time we have come. Now I just want to talk about a few things. We have talked about acting. We have talked about acting. We have talked about directing. We have talked about writing, the basics. But if you know that you can do your job in a decent manner, and if you want to do great work, then you need to put the effort and you can come up with great stories, you can come up with great direction and performances. But the problem is, along with that, what one thing you need to understand is celebrity management. I am talking about celebrity management elsewhere, somewhere else, in another place. I am talking about that. But you need to have some basic idea about that. Suppose you don't have an agent or a manager or a representative at the start. You are doing your job on your own. So you need to go through a lot of things. You need to go through a lot of friction. You need to know how to communicate with your fans, your reporters. Just a second. Yeah, you need to know how to talk to the fans. You need to know how to talk to the reporters. Paparazzi. Then journalists will ask you questions, how you deal with those questions, how you answer smartly, or you don't answer at all, or you ask them another question so that they are supposed to give you an answer. So these are the things, communication dynamics, power dynamics. You have to understand how you can communicate to different kinds of people. So one thing, you are working on your craft, you are elevating it to art. You are learning the techniques, you are going through your processes, you are coming up with great performances, great piece of art. That's okay. And people are liking that, they are buying the tickets, they are coming to the theaters, they are enjoying the performances, they are remembering those performances for a long time. They are having a great, what I can say, catharsis. They are enjoying the positive emotions, negative emotions. They are enjoying the wholesome aspect of it. We have the comedy, we have the tragedy, we have the drama. We are enjoying each and everything. And when you actually embrace those things, you know how to write a great script. That is what I want to emphasize on. Because you will go to different cultures where they are saying that this is good, this is bad, you should do this, you should not do this. This is something, this is the only thing you should do, this is the thing you should not do at all. When you do that, you are missing a part of the human aspects. You are a human being, you have all those things. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you like it. But when you are writing those characters, multi-dimensional characters, otherwise your characters will be very one-dimensional and very boring. This is the specific thing that character is doing, and very predictable characters. You know where the character is going, the character arc, you can already predict it, and you cannot enjoy those characters much. Sometimes you observe, you have a great emotional experience, but you will see that in many great movies you are looking for something, a conflict, dramatic arc, the dramatic tension you are looking for. So for those things, you need to embrace those situations, you need to introspect, you need to think a lot, you need to feel a lot, you need to observe the characters, why they are similar, why they are different, what makes them do what they do, what makes them the way they are, how they behave, why they are jealous, why they are happy, why they are exhilarated, they are very sad about something, they are going through grief. What is the reason of that grief? Should they go through that grief at all? There are so many things, but if you live your life and if you know how to observe, how to introspect, how to go through those processes, then you will come up with great characters. These are absolute basics. One person who has gone through it, you will understand that. Then there is another thing. You are doing something on your own. When you are writing a script, you are doing something on your own. Maybe you can write it alone. You don't need anyone else. But when you are making the movie, you have to deal with your cast and crew. Again, people dynamics, communication dynamics, you are dealing with a lot of people, how to make it happen, how to get it done. Management comes in, so many things are there, scheduling, budgeting, so many things are there. But when you are writing those things, that's why I put a lot of emphasis on the script. Because when you are writing the script really well, it can be your roadmap. It can be a great, guide through the entire process. But to write that script, you need to become that person. You need to understand those experiences, you need to understand those people, and that's a great thing you should do. and that's something we should respect, really, you know. So that's why we don't have great movies anymore. That's why we don't have great, you know, performances anymore, because it's like, it's about humanity, it's about people. The more you do that, the more you can come up with great stories, innovative ideas, great performances, because you can direct the actor in a greater way. You know, in one take, that actor is giving this. In another take, the actor will come up with this. Now you need to have a lot of wisdom, life experiences, so that you can come up with that. That's why this is something we should enjoy. Why can't we have great movies? Anybody can complain. But understand one thing, whether it's about appreciation or it's about making the movie, you need to respect humanity. The more you do that, you can come up with great stories. Then depending on the genre, depending on the culture, depending on the intention, the story can have different emotional impacts, maybe targeted for a different audience. That's perfectly fine. But you can enjoy each and every movie. When you are watching this movie, you are enjoying it. You are enjoying this movie, you are enjoying it. It is not that this is good and this is bad. You can learn from each and everything. That is what I want to say. But you can choose your path. Maybe you are going for a great blockbuster, so you are dealing with it accordingly. You are writing the script and going through the entire process accordingly. But maybe you are making a great film which is, having its artistic explorations. So you need to deal with that accordingly. So these things you should know, how to communicate with people, fans, reporters, journalists, how you give an interview, how you deal with the questions, whether you dodge the question or you don't dodge the question. If you dodge, why do you dodge? Your sense of humor, your wit, and all these things are important. And you will have a lot of critics, If you don't do something, you will not have many critics, but you can still have some critics. But if you do something, you will have some critics, and that's a great achievement that you are having those critics. Now, what you can do with it? Constructive criticism. When you have that, you know that you are shaping yourself as a human being, you are shaping yourself as an artist, you are shaping yourself as a great leader, maybe a future leader, you are shaping yourself as a great professional, but you are learning from each and every experience, So that is something you should respect. And that's it. Sometimes we are so involved in our process, sometimes we are so immersed in our process and artistic processes. Maybe it is writing, maybe it is directing, maybe it is sometimes theater, because people who do theater, they are more emotionally engaged, they are more emotionally involved, and they can bring a lot in the cinematic field. But again, we have talked about cinema as a medium, theater as a medium, and digital media, and how you can learn from each and every medium, and you can come up something really innovative, something for the next generation, something really innovative. You can come up with all those things. But again, you will see that the basic is about humanity. People, emotions, conflicts, drama, comedy, tragedy, and different ways of experiencing that, different stories, making us think in a different way, different stages of life we are going through, and we are introspecting in a different way, we are gathering wisdom. Sometimes we are in a different situation altogether, and we are having different experiences, different people coming in our lives. We can enjoy life. So don't live a boring life, have a great life, have your adventure, have your specific adventure if you can. Sometimes you can talk about your own life's adventure, and people will be eager to listen to that. So you don't have to necessarily imitate someone or copy someone. You can have your own adventure, and that's a great thing to have. You have lived your life, you have had your adventure, and you can share it with people, right? So don't be so boring. Explore your life, explore those emotional experiences, and write about it. Even if you are going through a journal, writing a journal, maybe one day you are becoming a director, maybe one day you are becoming an actor, maybe one day you are becoming a producer too. These journals will help. because you will come up with different situations, and you can introspect, you can go through those journals, and you can figure out different ways of taking the decision, how to interact with people, how to communicate. So living a great life is not a bad thing. People will criticize you for that, but share it with people more. Share with people more so that they can have that experience too, through stories, through art. Sometimes what happens is, you will see a group of people targeting introverts who cannot talk about things, artists who are very, they are not sharing a lot. They want to keep it to themselves, and people try to exploit them, people try to disturb them, they try to criticize them, obviously, because they don't understand them, and they criticize them, and they have their own assumptions. Sometimes they think that is true, and those are the things. But life can be much bigger than that. You can have a bigger purpose, and life can have a bigger meaning for you. That's what I can say. And you will understand, the more you have that, you can come up with great stories. Otherwise, you will be stuck in specific tropes, specific archetypes. That is okay, but you can live a bigger life, much bigger life, which can have a bigger meaning. And when you write those stories, when you come up with those performances, direction, whatever you want to do, you can do multiple things, because it is shaping you as a cameraman, it is shaping you as a cinematographer too. Because a cinematographer is not about the camera and the light only. Even if you are choosing the light, that is coming up with a lot of wisdom and experiences, life experiences, people experiences. So everything has its role. So you are embracing all those things, and you know how to utilize that, telling your stories, giving your performances, choosing your light, how it will feel like this, choosing the composition. So everything has its role to play. But have a bigger meaning in life. Don't get stuck in those, those little things. You can do better. That's what I can say. Why I say that? Because I have mentioned it before. Sometimes you will look for people to tell this single thing, because you will see people will be happy to come up with different things, so that you get disturbed, you are not doing your work properly, they are enjoying your pain, they are enjoying your sorrow, they are enjoying criticizing you, but you can do better. But maybe you don't have a mentor, maybe you don't have someone who can tell you that you can do things in a better way, right? So I am keeping all these things. Once in a while you can come up with your own ideas, and you can go through these talks, and you can figure out things on your own. But we need to respect these people in our lives too. So that's really important, because maybe you are having a conversation of 2 to 5 minutes, but you will see that sometimes the best friends will like to see the best version of yourselves. It's not about a talk only. Your best friends will tell you or expect to be the best version of you. So it's the way they interact, it's the way they guide, it's the way they give you the mentorship. So these people you should respect in your life, because sometimes we take it for granted, we don't respect them enough. But you will go through situations when you will crave those memories, you will cherish those memories spent together, great memories, and you will look forward to those experiences. But not everyone is that lucky. So but if you can become that person yourself, then you can guide others. So that's a really great thing you can do to yourself, because people will criticize you. They are always ready to criticize you. And the problem is, sometimes when people cannot become stars, sometimes when people cannot become celebrities, and that's a basic thing, I should not talk about it, the jealousy is more. I have talked about crabs, I have talked about people like that, because they couldn't be someone, they don't want you to become someone. But if you want to become someone, then you can put the effort, and you will have a lot of inspiration, you will have a lot of mentors, because if you want to make yourself ready, you will have a lot of people in your lives. So reach out, ask for help, and come up with great things. But when you are trying to do great things, you should not expect a lot of people helping you too. that expectation can lead you to a lot of grief. You know that you can get, you know that you can ask, you can go to those people, but you should prepare for that rejection, you should prepare for that grief too. But that criticism cannot dampen you. That criticism cannot dampen your spirit. Your spirit is much more. So you can have a bigger meaning in your life, have a richer life, have a great life. From that, you can come up with great stories, great performances, and whatever you do, it will have a greater meaning too. So that's something we can offer people, we can share with people. Thank you so much. We will meet very soon.